everybody! Welcome back to another story time from the Twinsburg Public Library. Today, since it is finally June, all of our stories and songs are about summer and going to the beach. But before we get to that, let's get our voices warmed up and ready for story time by singing hello. Ready? We'll say hello as quiet as we can. Ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Hello. Hi, everybody. That was so quiet. Does anybody remember what the opposite of quiet is? That's right. It's loud. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Hi, everybody. I am so glad to see everybody back for our summer story time today. Well, let's see. We've said hello. That means it's time to make sure we remember all of our letters for our first story. Let's sing our ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you sing with me? Great job, everybody. We remembered every letter. That means we are ready for our first story. And today's story is all about building sandcastles, one of my very favorite things to do at the beach. Let's see. This is the sandcastle that Lola built by Maynor. Let's see what kind of sandcastle Lola builds today. This is the sandcastle that Lola built. That looks like a very well-built sandcastle. But not so fancy. Maybe she can add something to it. This is the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola built. We're getting fancier. This is the sea glass that signals mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola built. This sandcastle is getting fancy. Maybe you can help me remember all the parts of this sandcastle. This is the foot. Hey, you stepped on my sandcastle. Oh, no. That's always a sad part of building sandcastles. Oh, said the dude with the frisbee. Oops. You can use this bucket to fix it, said Lola. Okay. What should we add next? Asked Lola. We? Maybe he can help her. This is the wall that protects the castle, that holds the sea glass that signals the mermaid from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola and the frisbee dude built. Whew, this is getting to be a fancy sandcastle. This is the bulldozer. Beep, beep, stop, said Lola. You can't dig there. Dig, said the little guy. You can dig here instead and help with our sandcastle. Dig? Asked the little guy. More? Yes, said Lola. More. This is the bulldozer that dug the moat that surrounds the wall that protects the castle that holds the sea glass that signals mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola and the frisbee dude and little guy built. Well, it's good they have so many helpers because it's such a complicated castle now. These are the shells. Oh, no, said Lola. Oh, she dropped all of her shells. Here, you can have some of mine, said the girl. You found all these? Asked Lola. The girl nodded. I'm bringing them home to Minnesota so I can remember the ocean. Do you want to add shells to our sandcastle? You bet. Oh boy, another helper. Let's see. These are the shells that lead to the moat that surrounds the wall that protects the castle that holds the sea glass that signals the mermaids from the tall, tall tower of the sandcastle that Lola and Frisbee Dude and Little Guy and Minnesota Girl built. This is the crash. Oh no! What happened to the sandcastle? It got knocked over by a great big wave. Oh no! No way, said Frisbee Dude. Uh-oh, said Little Guy. That's not good, said Minnesota Girl. Lola sniffed. The mermaids didn't even get to move in yet. She packed up her pails. Oh, she looks very sad. I'd be pretty sad, too, if a big wave knocked over my sandcastle that I'd spent so much time building. Are we making another sandcastle? Asked Frisbee Dude. For mermaids? Asked Minnesota Girl. Again? Asked Little Guy. We? Asked Lola. I'll build the wall. Dig, dig. I'll find more shells. I could build a tall, tall tower, said Lola. Hooray! How lucky is that we found so many friends to help us build our super fancy sandcastle. I'm so glad that worked out. Well, sandcastles aren't the only thing you might find at the beach this summer. Maybe you can help me solve a little mystery. That means I'm going to give you some clues, and maybe you can help me figure out some things we'll see at the beach this summer. Goes along with a very easy song that goes, we're going to the beach, we're going to the beach. I think we'll see, we'll do an easy one first. What did Lola and all of her friends build? Sandcastle there. We're going to the beach. That was an easy one. We knew that one right away. Let's try something a little bit harder. Ready? We're going to the beach. We're going to the beach. I think we'll see some... Oh, this is something you wear at the beach. You wear them on your feet. They keep your feet off the hot sand. We might see some sandals there. We're going to the beach. I bet you'll see a lot of sandals at the beach if you get to go. Let's see. Ooh, maybe this is a fun one. This is an animal at the beach. I'll give you a hint. Ready? We're going to the beach. We're going to the beach. I think we'll see an animal. Somebody who flies in the air and is very, very loud. I think we'll see some seagulls there. We're going to the beach. Good guessing, everybody. Let's try another one. I bet you'll need this one if you go to the beach. Ready? We're going to the beach. We're going to the beach. I think we'll see some swimsuits there. We're going to the beach. Let's see, I've got one more, and this is one of my very favorite things at the beach. Maybe you'll get it. I'll give you some clues. Ready? We're going to the beach. We're going to the beach. I think we'll see some... This is a snack you might have at the beach. Something sweet. Something sticky. What do you think it is? Think we'll see some popsicles there. We're going to the beach. So many fun things at the beach, plus swimming and playing. So many fun things to do. Maybe you can help me read one more story about going to the beach. This is a very silly one about a very silly dog named Harry. It's called Harry by the Sea by Jean Zion. And it's about all the fun things you can do at the beach and maybe some trouble you can get into too. Harry by the Sea. Harry was a white dog with black spots who liked everything about the seashore except the hot sun. One day when the sun was hotter than ever, Harry looked for a shady place to sit. But when he tried to get under the family's beach umbrella, what do you think happened? It was too crowded, and the family made him leave. Aw, I would get hot at the beach. I hope nobody makes me leave my beach umbrella. When he crawled into the children's sandcastle, the walls fell in and the children chased him away. Well, that makes sense. No one wants their sandcastle ruined. When he walked in the shade that a lady made, she became angry and made him stop following her. Get lost, she said. She was very annoyed. Maybe she thought Harry was following her to steal her snacks or her popsicles. Uh-oh. The sun was very hot, and Harry had walked a long way from the main beach. He was so tired, he sat down at the water's edge. All of a sudden, a big wave came from behind and crashed right on top of him. When the wave rolled back, Harry was left floating in the water. He was completely covered with seaweed. He didn't look like a dog anymore. He looked like something from the bottom of the sea. Suddenly, a lady saw him floating toward her. "Help! Help!" she shrieked. "It's a sea monster!" Do you think Harry looks like a sea monster? He does a little bit, doesn't he? The lifeguard heard her and blew his whistle. "Everybody out!" he shouted. "Everybody out!" Everyone ran out of the water, and so did Harry. He was still covered with cold, wet seaweed. It made him feel cool and comfortable, and now he didn't mind the sun at all. He felt so good, he started running back to his family. On his way, some people saw him. "It's a sea serpent!" one of them screamed. "It's a giant sandworm!" shrieked another. Harry had water in his ears and could hardly hear them. He kept on running toward the main beach. When he got there, Harry stopped and stared. Instead of just his family's umbrella, now there were hundreds of them. They were all striped, just like his family's. Harry couldn't tell one umbrella from another. Suddenly, 2 beach attendants saw him. "Holy smoke!" one of them gasped. "What's that?" "It's a bushy-backed sea slug!" exclaimed the other. They whispered for a moment. Then they ran. Harry went from umbrella to umbrella, but he couldn't find his family. Everyone wore sun hats and sunglasses, and everyone used sunscreen, just like his family. Harry looked and sniffed very hard, but it was no use. He couldn't tell one family from another. Suddenly, the 2 beach attendants came running back, carrying a big trash basket. They ran toward Harry. "Stand back," one of them said to the crowd. "We're going to catch it and take it to the aquarium," said the other. Then they tiptoed up right behind Harry and raised the trash basket over his head. Harry didn't know the beach attendants were behind him. He was listening to something. He thought he heard someone calling his name. There it was again. "Harry, Harry, Harry." Now Harry was sure. He didn't wait another second. Just as the basket came down, he ran. He ran right out from under the basket. It happened so fast, the beach attendants just stood there with their mouths open. As he raced through the crowd, some people screamed, some people ran, and some people did both. But Harry paid no attention. He kept on running across the beach. When he got to the hot dog stand, he stopped and barked happily. Behind the counter, the hot dog man was shouting. It was his voice that Harry had heard, but Harry had water in his ears and couldn't hear very well. The man wasn't shouting, "Harry, Harry, Harry." He was shouting, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, get 'em while they're hot." Harry still thought the man was calling his name. He barked and jumped with joy. He jumped so much that suddenly the seaweed all fell off. When the crowd saw that Harry was a dog, they gasped. They could hardly believe their eyes. All at once, Harry began to jump higher than ever. He saw the children. They were running toward him. "Oh, Harry," they cried, "we heard you bark. We've been looking all over for you." Harry was so happy, he did a little dance. The hot dog man was very grateful to Harry for bringing the crowd to his stand. He sold all the hot dogs he had. He gave Harry a free hamburger. The lady who had told Harry to get lost came along and brought him a cold drink. "You're no sea monster," she said. "You're just a lost hot dog." Everyone laughed except the 2 children. "He's not lost," one of them said. "He's Harry, and he's ours." Then they hurried off to join the rest of the family. The next time Harry's family went to the beach, they brought a new umbrella. Harry liked this one very much. It was white with black spots. No matter how crowded the beach became, it was easy to find. But best of all, it was big, and when the sun got very hot, there was room underneath for them all. The end. Oh my goodness, poor Harry getting into so much trouble on the beach. Can you imagine everyone thinking you're a sea monster? Oh my goodness, he must have been so worried. Well, now that we've read our stories and sung our song, maybe you can help me say goodbye so I can get ready to go to the beach too. Ready? We'll sing our library doors go open and shut song. We'll say, the library doors go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The library doors go open and shut all day long. We check our books in and out, in and out, in and out. We check our books in and out all day long. Now our time is up, but we'll see you next week. See you next week. See you next week. Our time is up, but we'll see you next week at the library. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. We'll see you real soon. Bye.